So magandang araw, atin nang pag-usapan ang solving equations, transformable to quadratic equations. So may mga equations kasi na kapag yung itsura niya ay parang hindi quadratic equations. But there are some operations na kailangan nating i-perform bago natin makita kung ano talaga whether it is a quadratic equations or not. So halimbawa na lang, nakikita natin na yung degree niya o yung highest exponent ay 1. Kaya masasabi na natin, ay hindi na yan quadratic equations. But if we're gonna perform some operations, if we're gonna simplify some expressions, doon na lang natin makikita na ito pala ay quadratic equation. So para mas maintindihan natin kung anong aking sinasabi, let's consider one example. So yan. So yung halimbawang yan, makikita natin na yung degree niya ay 1. Okay? But if we're gonna simplify this left side of the equation, since this is a monomial multiplied by a binomial. So if you're gonna simplify this, tingnan natin kung quadratic equation ba siya or hindi. Because if it is a quadratic equations, then we will be proceeding to the solving part. Okay, so simplifying a monomial multiplied by a binomial, a distributive property will be applied. So x times x, then x times 5. So x times x, that is x squared. Then x times 5, that is 5x equals 14. Okay. So writing it in standard form, we have x squared plus 5x transpose 14 to the left side equation, from positive magiging negative, equals 0. Okay, so if you can notice, from this appearance, makikita natin na yung equation na dito, after performing some operations, simplifying the expression further, ang makukuha na natin ay quadratic equation. So if this is the case, we are now ready. So it is now allowed to determine the roots of this equation by applying or by utilizing one of the methods that we have discussed in the previous videos. So in this case, we'll be utilizing the factoring method para makita natin yung kanyang roots or solutions. Okay, so let's factor itong left side ng equation. Okay, it would be a product of two binomials. Okay, factors of x squared, so that is x and x. Okay, so think of the factors of negative 14, okay, na yung sum niya dapat ay 5. Mag-isip ka ng dalawang numero na ang kapag pinag-multiply, negative 14 ang makukuha. At the same time, when you add those two numbers, ang makukuha ay 5. Okay, so in this case, ang factors ng negative 14 na merong sum na 5 ay, okay, positive 7 and negative 2. Okay, so kapag pinag-multiply itong 7 and negative 2, negative 14 ang makukuha. At the same time, when you add 7 by negative 2, the result is 5. Okay, so after writing it in factored form, let's now equate each factor to 0. So x plus 7 equals 0. X minus 2 equals 0. So iwan natin yung x. So x now is equal to, transpose positive 7 to the right side of the equation, magiging negative 7. Then isolate x here. Transpose yung negative 2 to the right side of the equation, that becomes 2. Therefore, the roots of the equation are negative 7 and 2. So, yan yung unang halimbawa. Let's consider another example. So, let's consider this second example. The square of the quantity x minus 1 plus the square of the quantity x plus 1 equals 2. So, let's simplify first this one. So, x squared twice the product of the first term and last term. Okay, so product of this is negative 1x, and getting it doubled, it is negative 2x. Then square of the last term, positive 1. Okay, plus the square of the first term, x squared, twice the product of the first term and the last term. Okay, get the product of these two terms, x times 1, that is x. Getting it doubled, makukuha natin ang 2x. Then square of the last term plus 1 equals 2. Okay, let's combine like terms. X squared plus x squared, that is 2x squared. Pwede silang pagsamahin because they have the same literal coefficient gaya ng napag-usapan natin dun sa mga nakaraang videos. Okay. So negative 2x as well. Then itong 2x dito. Okay, so negative 2x plus 2x, that is 0. Okay, then last, itong constant term natin. Okay, so 1 plus 1, that is 2. Equals 2. Okay. Transpose itong 2 dito sa left side of the equation, that is 2x squared plus, this is 2x. Then 2x negative 2 equals 0. Okay, so after that, so kung mapapansin natin, pwedeng i-divide yung whole equation by 2. Okay, para mas simplify. So divide both sides by 2. Okay, so x squared plus x minus 1 equals 0. Okay. So, kung mapapansin natin, it is already in standard form. So, by using any of the four methods or yung factoring, completing the square and quadratic formula, pwede na nating mahanap yung kanyang roots. Or in this case, pwede mong gamitin ang completing the squares as well as the quadratic formula. So, let's now find the roots of this equation. So, let's now determine first yung values ng A, B, and C since we'll be utilizing the quadratic formula in solving for its roots. So, A, 1. Yung B natin, 1 also, as yung C natin ay negative 1. So, let's now substitute. Negative times B plus minus square root of yung B natin, that is 1. 1 square minus 4 times the value of A, 1, times the value of C, negative 1. Okay, divide both sides by, all over 2 times the value of A, 1. Okay, so negative 1 plus minus square root of 1 square, 1. Then, negative times positive, negative times negative, positive. So, positive, 4 times 1, 4 times 1, okay, so it's still 4. Divide all over 2 times 1. So, let's simplify further. So, negative 1 plus minus square root of 5 all over 2. Okay, so since we cannot simplify square root of 5, that would be the final answer. So, yung roots natin would be x equals negative 1 plus minus square root of 5 all over 2. Or, pwede nating split to see directly na dalawa yung roots niya. So, x now is equal to negative 1 plus square root of 5 over 2. X is equal to negative 1 minus square root of 5 over 2. So, those are now the roots of the equation.